novice people go first, Rebel.
Come on.
Guess so. Thank you.
Why? Why? That was the very first question that popped into my head. Why? It would seem in this day and age, with all the little technological advancements that we've made, you know, as a country or whatever, these kinds of heinous crimes should be a thing of the past, shouldn't they? Such is not the case, not at all. How old was this little angel? 7? Taken away from here, from us, because yes, she is one of us, a human being. No, but wait, this hasn't a thing to do with me. Damn it, so why do I feel like part of the accountability lays in my lap? Perhaps that's it. Do we all, as a whole, feel for this beautiful angel taken too soon? Do we not all feel a greater sense of responsibility for the children of our fair city of Gotham? So yes, it has everything to do with me, and just for the record, it has everything to do with you as well. I can't do it. I cannot just stand by and say, oh well, gee, that's a shame, what a tragedy. And do what, nothing? So I'm headed to this gathering where a few of the gang are congregating, shouting, debating, laughing, crying, drinking, and possibly quite later in the evening, a little bit of vomiting. I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. Now it makes sense. That's why I'm standing in front of the liquor store. Mustn't have arrived empty-handed. That's what my mom always told me. A cheap jug of whiskey? Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night. So I arrived in this end of Brooklyn, in Billyburg. The loft has a purplish light emanating from the windows. I stand completely still and simply listen to the dull roar of laughter and a bit of weeping perhaps. I'm not sure. I pound on the door. Man, the music is too loud. It's too loud. No one can hear me in there, but all my folks are in there. Hey, let me in! I shout. They still can't hear me. I feel alone in this dark hallway, and I think of what she must have felt. So isolated from everyone. Just alone. Whoa. Just the feeling of isolation, that hurts. I can't bear to think of all the other abuse she was subject to. I twist the cap off the jug and take a healthy swig, and of course, at the exact moment, the door swings open, and there I stand, jug turned up to my mouth. It's Rebel. He's brought a jug, and he's already drunk, says the one we call Curious, after he opens the door. I'm not drunk at all, but why bother to explain that? I walk inside the loft with its high ceiling and giant windows. Instantly, I am consumed by the energy. Things are happening here. People are responding. Yeah, I want in. I hand the jug to Sacred Sage, who is sitting comfortably in a rather large black leather beanbag chair, scrawling away in her notebook. What are we doing here, I ask. Omen says, what are any of us doing here? That is a deep and existential question that deserves a logical answer, one that I do not have readily available. A wise guy, that one. I mean, what are we doing here today, Om? I'm not given an answer. He hands me a smoke and a stack of paper and pushes a milk crate with an old beat-up IBM typewriter on it in front of me. Just go, man. See that painting there? Tell us, what do you see? And what do I see? Oh, when when they come. Eerie, ain't it? Almost like we're being watched. We stood in the cathedral's great hall, looking up at the statues staring down at us. They stood 4 wide, dressed in marble robes, with stares spanning the range of emotions. By inscription, they represented saints, normal individuals who, through good deeds, and grew to elevated statues. Mere coincidence or a foreshadowing of things to come? Supposedly, he continued, they personify the original virtues. He paused, begging me to answer the question. He just laughed. That's just it. No one remembers anymore. You're supposed to figure that out for yourself. Pretty clever, huh? I didn't respond and carried on their stares. Virtues of your own choosing? What kind of world would it be if we were? How to be good, how to be bad, seems to confound the very institution in which we stood. Don't think about it too much, he said, reading my thoughts. The moon is almost up. The time has come. He looked over at me with a mischievous grin. I gave the statues one last look. Their expressions now seemed to wish me good luck. What went down here? They arrived at the door before sundown, just as dusk began to shape the shadows along the walls. The overhead catwalk illuminated as graded bars trapped the bare tree limbs into place, causing obvious connection to the surroundings. The individuals, 5 in all, were normally a joyous bunch, but the atmosphere allowed no such levity. The door before them led to a dark place, and they all knew it. It was only through the pitch of the night that they could reveal the truth on the other side. And so they waited and read the note again. Behind the door lies the answers. Nothing more, and yet nothing less. As seekers of the truth, they understood their fate intimately. They moved in closer, using the spare light to inspect the door. The wood along the hinges wore thin, splinters crackling as if exposed to an intense fire. The window panes each wore indistinct stains of muck and grime, so that no amount of peering through would give an accurate depiction of the contents. Everything just came off as distorted and masked. A turned-over chair, a crumbling coffee table, scattered bric-a-brac across the floor. The room, by sense alone, felt neglected. Whoever stayed here last must have felt the same thing. And still, given time, everything changes. The sun made its final stretch along the horizon, and by unpredictable degrees, the room, it came to life. Was it now a young girl sitting in the chair? They turned the latch and took their steps in. All right. Before I dig myself into a literary hole that I cannot possibly conceptualize my way out of, I believe I will pass the word on to who? You, Secret Sage. Thank you for listening.